Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Sean.
This is Ryan.
And we are the Natural Gamers. You don't have to shout.
Sorry.
And this is going to be about Mass Effect 3 spoiler territory. Just in case you can't read the description of this video, this is going to be filled with spoilers. So if you don't want to know about Mass Effect in any capacity, any spoilers, if you've never played it, you're planning on playing it, now the third one's out.
Should play the whole series.
Play the whole series. But, yeah, so this is a spoiler warning.
Yes,
And you've been warned, so here we go. Shepard fucking dies at the end.
Oh my god, who would have not have guessed that?
Who would have thunk it?
I don't know.
Everybody dies.
I guess the hero had to die. I guess if
That's the only way to, I think, to like conclude that story, really, like, because then they could easily.
I want another Mass Effect.
Well, they could just easily
mislead.
Well, they could easily make another Mass Effect with Shepard. Like, this is supposed to be the end of the goddamn story. That didn't bother me that he died.
No, it didn't. I wanted him to die, but the way he died wasn't good enough.
What,
I wanted
satisfying?
I wanted to be a little bit more heroic. Sean might disagree, because I mean it is heroic. I just wanted to be like, I wanted him to get torn apart.
He does.
No, like I wanted him to like.
Depending on which
I wanted to
see
his face, and like I just wanted to see him suffer, and I wanted him to die like an honorable death.
Goddamn sicko fuck over here.
I'm just saying, I would have been
a wackadoo or something.
I would have been very, very satisfied if Shepard just like did something crazy, like he just jumped into the middle of like a Reaper, and just like it was the last one or
just
something.
Just a pile of Reapers.
Just
took them all out hand to hand.
Yeah, that like I don't know.
No, like, I mean, because there's 3 different choices. Supposedly there's, like, 16 different endings, but that are all
very similar.
They're pretty, even, like, the 3 main ones, the 3 main choices you have. You can either, like, destroy the Reapers.
You can destroy all synthetics.
Yeah, and destroy all synthetics.
And the mass relays.
And which, anything you do, all the mass relays get destroyed.
And you die.
The only difference in the videos is basically, like, color palette.
Which is...
Like, the wave of destruction or the wave of life is either blue or red or yellow. Which the first one, let's talk about the first one. Let's go one at a time.
The one that we chose? The one
that I chose to destroy the Geth, the synthetic life, right?
All synthetic life. All technology. Or was it technology?
No, it's just all synthetic
all
life
synthetic?
and the mass relays. Which there's no, you can't, everything you do is, no matter what ending you get, the mass relays are gone. Which it's a debatable whether that's like a good ending or not. I suppose. I mean, like I guess like the whole like idea behind this Shepard's journey is basically destiny and make your own future. The future is not decided, because the entire idea of the Reapers, as is brought to you in Mass Effect 3, is that this is cyclical. This happens every few thousand years.
50,000 years.
Every 50,000 years, is that what it is? And that, like, you know, and it's not just for mankind. Shepard's fighting for the freedom of choice, the freedom of destiny, to make your own destiny for the entire galaxy. Yeah. And basically destroying the technology and things like that, like the mass relays, which are the reason why they get destroyed is because that's Reaper technology. And, you know, without doing them, without having those, you are forced to, like, not take assistance from any different race like that and truly like carve your own. Your species is forced to really do its own thing,
to be elite.
So basically it almost like does the same thing the Reapers would have done, because that's what the Reapers they knock you back. They knock you back to stop the chaos, right? As the little ghost boy says,
order. Because like basically what the Reapers' purpose is to destroy all the species that are like the elite species, and then leave the more underdeveloped ones to like flourish. Yeah. So because if you knock everybody else back into the Stone Age, these other species or races have a chance to catch up. Basically, I guess get their time to shine, if you will. For that 50,000 years.
I don't know. Like which it's like when you say it like that, the way I think I just explained it, maybe it seems appropriate. That seems like an appropriate end. But there is some flaws in this. Like, if you destroy all the mass relays, what was the point of this?
How do you get home?
Well, how do all the Armada get home? What the fuck happens to all these stranded soldiers
Yeah,
from all
these-
these different races that are now stuck on Earth, gonna be fighting for resources, and they will destroy each other anyways.
They will end up
in that effort,
yeah,
right?
They will end up destroying themselves. So like it's kind of like Shepard sacrificing himself in vain.
Almost
For the betterment of a couple hundred years, maybe.
Not even.
Not like because there's so many.
You know that
people.
shit would start right away.
Exactly.
As soon as the fucking.
But I guess there are, if you think about it, not every single person from that race is at the battlefront. There are still people at home.
Oh no! Of course there's, but there's at least a few thousand of each race. I mean, like whatever, however military effectiveness. You know, you have like, say you have like 1,500 people from every race.
That's pretty good.
Like, at there, like protecting Earth, like all coming to stop the Reapers, right? To bring the fucking Ark to the Catalyst, which was the Citadel, which I don't know. Which is kind of a weird thing. It's just like
I know.
This is what I thought about. Like, right? Like the Citadel is this thing.
Some living.
But it's this thing that like they don't know where it came from, or do they know that the Reapers created it, or do they not know where it came from? They're like, I was there, and we turned it into a shopping mall.
Yeah,
like
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it got like so developed. Like with all the
no, but like I mean, like when they stumbled upon it, like what was the impetus?
What was their first thought? Like,
what was their first thought? Be like, what is this empty spaceship floating around? Like, let's build shopping malls and put an embassy. Like make it like the UN headquarters. Yeah, basically.
This is the place where everybody meets. This is the council.
Yeah, this is where the council lives.
This is where everything goes down. And I don't know.
Which is that's a weird thing if you think about it.
It's just by destiny,
I guess.
I mean, maybe that's what the Reapers wanted. That's because if you think about it, I guess the Citadel has been there through different cycles of extinction.
It has. Technically, right?
So, like, how could you not know?
Because if that's... No, because, I mean, all right. Back up. The Ark.
The Crucible? Or like, what? What are you talking... What's the Ark?
Or is that what it's called?
The Crucible, the big thing they built?
Is that what it's called? The Crucible?
Yeah.
I called it the Ark. That's when I said Ark, I meant Crucible. I don't know. Maybe I just need to watch Indiana Jones again. First one. But, like... So that's been, like, passed down, like, the information to be able to build that, like, all these different cycles, these 50,000 year cycles have been accumulating that knowledge to build the Crucible, right? Mm-hmm. So, has the Citadel existed all alongside all those cycles?
Because, I mean, that's the catalyst for the Crucible, so I guess it had to have been thrown in the early stages.
Well, who built it? I think it's the Reapers. They imply that it's the Reapers, if I'm not mistaken.
Which was, I don't know. I didn't like that part in the end. I don't like how the Reapers controlled the Citadel. I kind of just wanted it to be just some big ass gun, and you have to make a very hard choice, like destroy Earth, save the galaxy.
Yeah,
like something like that. So I don't know.
Destroy Earth or save the galaxy. That would
have been pretty.
Well, like it's like basically nothing that you do really, because I think it's like a problem more, no matter what ending you choose, right? Like, out of the three options you have.
Yep. If you didn't
nothing feels personal. It's very impersonal. No. Even like the ending cinematic, quote unquote. No matter what you do, it's almost as a variation on the same ending cinematic, and you never feel like emotional about it. I didn't. Or anything, because you have no fucking idea
what happens to the people.
Like all these characters you've spent over 100 hours with, you don't really know what's going on with them until you see Joker in the Normandy, but you don't know. Trying to get away from escape a fucking wave of energy
I don't know how they
that was been released from the fucking thing, from not the Ark, from the Crucible, which is basically the Crucible does exactly what everybody was afraid it would do.
Fucking destroy everything.
How do we funnel the energy?
We don't even know what the thing's gonna do. I don't know.
So essentially, it actually does what they were afraid it was gonna do. I'm just saying. BioWare.
I guess if you think about it, it does affect some characters directly, like destroy all synthetics. Edie dies.
Yeah, Edie would die. All right.
So,
but even if you did that, because that's the ending I picked, right?
Yeah.
You never see Edie die.
No, you don't.
Actually, Edie came out of the fucking Normandy.
Did she?
At the end, for me.
She escaped the wave, Sean. She got away.
Well,
they should have just killed everybody.
Well, hot damn.
They should have showed some emotional shit, like you said. Like they don't explain anything that happens to them except that they step out of the Normandy.
Like I want to see
on this.
I want to see like fucking Garrus and like Ashley
crying
and the crew like trying to console each other when they think it's the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Because they don't know if Shepard is being successful or not.
I know.
Like, you got to think. Like, there's this whole part. Like, Shepard's like they're rushing towards the beacon or whatever.
Yeah.
Like to get.
And everybody's getting blown up and shit.
get-
That part was cool.
To get Star Trekked up to the fucking
Yeah.
ship.
That part was very cool.
That was actually an adrenaline rush,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like you charging down this field, and there's people running, and there's vehicles
and
around.
then you get hit that one time, and you stand up, and you're all burnt and shit. It's like a Metal Gear Solid.
But you don't know how much time passes in between,
No,
so you
you
don't know
don't.
how long he's been knocked out. You don't know how long he's up on that ship asleep. Like, you don't know these things, so we don't know how much time passes in between all these moments. Like, what is everybody else doing? Well, apparently they were escaping.
yeah.
Like, so basically,
enough time to get on the
the
ship.
implication is that
They're
his
cowards.
his soldiers were like, well,
I guess they didn't know.
if he wins, if he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, whatever.
I guess they
you know?
never, like, yeah, you said they never truly knew if Shepard made it. Because the only person that knew was Anderson.
And because he was up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's fucking up there.
How come nobody else was on the comm?
What do you mean?
There's just Anderson and Shepard. Like, nobody else. No, Joker didn't decide to tap in. Edie can tap in.
What if they were blocked or something? Because they're up in the Citadel
That's
at that
true.
point.
Okay.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
So many things going on. But, like, if they would have striked a more personal ending, like a personal feeling,
Yeah.
it would have been a very satisfying.
It didn't, like, hit me the same way. Like, Mass Effect 2 had a lot of moments where it was, like, a gut shot.
Yeah, because in the final push in Mass Effect 2, you see them die. If you
Yeah,
fuck
but
up.
exactly. Like,
It's your fault.
The decisions you made actually, like, are visible.
Yeah.
Like, you see them, like, how it affects things. Mass Effect 3, I think for me, maybe I'm just an awesome Commander Shepard, but, like, there was one thing that happened. Tally killed herself in my story.
That was very emotional. And Morden, oh my god.
It was emotional. Yeah, and then the whole Morden has to
that
die
was
to
probably
save the fucking...
that was probably the best one.
Save those dudes.
Save the Krogans.
Save the Krogans. For some reason, I just cannot keep Krogan in my mind.
But like, let's talk about Tally.
But the Tally thing.
Very selfish.
But like, very selfish. How does Shepard feel about that? Because basically, you can either choose between the Quarians, or you can choose to allow the Geth to be like super smart.
The thing for themselves.
Retain the intelligence that the Reapers gave them, or erase them basically completely, and just kill them. And I know there's a way where you can have it both ways. I didn't get that.
I think if you would have saved General...
because then
Admiral...
Zayn or
Jenna?
whatever. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I forgot his name.
Because there's so many fucking characters
There's a
come
lot
in
of
and out,
people.
like, and then you never hear of them again.
He's such a diplomat.
A lot of terminology that like you hear once and then you hear at the end of the game, and you're like, what does that mean? Yeah, but so there is a way to do that. I didn't do that, but for me, like, the moment that it happens when she kills herself, basically the rest of her race gets wiped out by the Geth in self-defense because the Quarians are too...
They were very stupid.
They were too stupid basically to back off. Like, because they're basically at like...
I will say...
They're in the skies or they're in space and they're all coming at each other and they're about to battle and the Geth gets shut down. They're like, huh?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Now, like, in that Admiral, there's 3 Admirals, right? No, 4 counting Tally.
Well, there's 3. There's one guy that's stranded. There's the dude that's leading like the Quarian Armada.
He wants to destroy the Geth.
And there's that lady that
there's
was
5, I think.
And he hates the Geth. He's like doesn't care what anybody says. And then there's the
girl.
Tally's mother. Is that who she is?
She's from the second one. And she's, if you remember, she's in the court, like the court part.
Yeah, so I can't remember her name exactly.
I don't know the name. Didn't make an impression.
She's a great actress though. She's
very good.
But so then Tally's race gets wiped out basically.
But like,
and she's so
torn. She's
torn. Not torn, but she's so broken that she does not want to live anymore. And she takes off her mask and jumps off a cliff.
She looked at Shepard. She looked straight. It's like, you fucking did this. Because it is Shepard's fault, if you want to think about it.
And like,
you do make the choice.
Even if you hit the Paragon fucking wheel, to save her, you miss her.
Yeah, she dies.
You miss her. So maybe if your Paragon's beefed up some more, maybe you can save her. I don't know.
Like, yeah, I guess.
But that's the problem with that is that happens, and then it's kind of never addressed again.
Oh yeah, even on the ship, like
they didn't work. Like so,
you can talk to the crew and they can like bring you up.
Yeah, but not really. But you don't have a conversation.
No, it's a very.
They're like that's a real bummer about that lady, huh,
yeah.
Shepard?
Well, like a couple of the ones, the characters that were from the first two were like you could tell they were sad. Like Ashley was like almost crying and shit.
Yeah.
But it's.
But it doesn't like. That's what I mean. Like the weight of a lot of the decisions that you made in this game
They come and they go.
They come and they go. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, you made this decision. It had this effect, and
you brush it off.
that's it. And like the story just continues.
Yep.
Which is okay. It's okay to a certain extent, but like these are like these beloved characters. They've been in the game. 2 games. Tally was in the damn 2 Mass
Tally
Effect
was a
games.
very like popular character, and I think that
She
like,
was.
if you're gonna
She's
kill somebody, that's a pretty good character to kill. Strike some emotion.
Yeah,
people.
but like to not like maybe treat it with, I don't know, some sort of like more ceremony. I guess I don't know, more grieving.
Yeah, because I guess they don't have time to. This.
Like, you know, when Shepard's fucking.
But if you have time to go dick around in Citadel for as long, you can't like throw her some funeral.
Yeah.
Like honor her in some way. The world's about to end like anyway, or the galaxy's about to end anyway. So you might as well like honor the ones who've fallen.
Real bummer about the Krogan Shepard. No. Anyways, all right. Let's get back on track here a little bit. So the second ending is called the synthesis ending. It's when you run straight into the beam in the middle of this platform or whatever. And basically, this is what happens in the synthesis ending. All friggin' synthetics and bios are joined.
I don't get like.
So basically, everybody in the universe
together?
becomes a cyborg.
You just turn into some robot.
You all become cyborgs, half human, half machine.
So it must like do just that
Mass
wave
relays
must-
still get destroyed, but
Shepard still dies.
Shepard still dies.
So does that leave him with knowledge to build another mass relay? Maybe that's what they're hinting at. Maybe as a galaxy, as all the races, they'll come together again in Shepard's honor to
cyborgs
to build another mass relay. Which I don't get. Like, why didn't they take the information from one that wasn't destroyed like before, and they like try to make another one just to do it?
I don't know.
I mean, that make sense, I guess. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I don't know much about that ending.
Yeah, like I didn't get that ending. I didn't play that ending. The last one is to destroy this. What are you destroying?
You become the Reapers.
You take control of the Reapers. You like
and
you're conscious. Basically, you do what the Elusive Man wanted to do.
Yep.
And you can take control of the Reapers, but the mass relays still get destroyed. Like basically, but what you're doing is you're just dooming yourself to actually your consciousness being involved in coming back in the next cycle.
Destroy the race.
To do the same thing again. It would just be kind of delaying Judgment Day, if you will.
Yep.
Like another cycle. You just give them another cycle because you come back, right?
Yeah, you did. I mean, but all your friends would be dead, so I guess you wouldn't care.
But I mean, would you would come back maybe but with Shepard's what?
I don't know.
His conscience,
his mind.
You'd come back with his conscience, maybe.
But wouldn't that like
either that or would the Reapers just kind of kind of put themselves into like the galactic races?
I have no
Would
idea.
they just become another race?
I don't think
because
so.
Shepard would be controlling them.
That's true. But I don't
or
think...
was that indoctrination?
Oh,
there's a theory out there that Shepard, that whole last part, whatever decision you make doesn't matter because it's actually just a dream. It's like a test with Shepard being indoctrinated by the Reapers, and depending on what you choose is basically determines whether or not he becomes indoctrinated. But even that's, I think, I don't think that theory holds very much water.
Because wouldn't he like come back?
Because then that's just dumb. Then the game never had a resolution.
Like, yeah, that'd be very stupid. And if that's their goal,
if that's their goal, then yeah, seriously, man. Like you were supposed to end this fucking thing. So like basically, like no matter what you do, little unsatisfying.
Very, very unsatisfying.
Little unsatisfying, man. Like I'll say this: when I played it the first time, I was like. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I was with it, man. Like, I was okay with it. I'm still okay with it. Like, I'm okay with it. I just think it wasn't, like, the smartest way to end the series or, like, the way all the factors culminate together at the end don't really gel very well. like, and especially the fact that like you have a major player in this game that gets totally sidelined. The Elusive Man is sidelined in this game until the last third of it. Like Cerberus is always around
he's
doing
always
stuff.
Always like pest. He's always a pest.
But it's actually a lot of it's side mission stuff that Cerberus is involved in. But
that's true.
But like the Cerberus, it never really does like the idea of like what a threat the Elusive Man is like any real justice. Like you talk to him a couple times, maybe I think 3 times before the end.
Yeah,
or twice.
Because you talk
twice before the end. And then another time at the end of the game.
Which was I thought that was done very well.
And like there's some things like if you were to kind of venture when you go to not the Citadel, when you go to the Cerberus like base, their headquarters or whatever.
Oh yeah, you find out more information.
Like you can find information, but it's optional.
It's
optional.
But the stuff that they kind of tell you or hint at is very like.
It's interesting, but it's never followed up on.
No, it's not.
It
kind of just stops.
Like there's a big thing that happens when you find the base of like the Cerberus like headquarters or whatever, where Edie like directs you to this video log stuff while she opens the store, and it's like the medical records, like the video medical records of like when they retrieve Shepard's body and they're talking about the damage, and then there's one where the doctor's like his brain is too swollen, like I can't repair this. And the guys, they kind of make allusions to the fact that maybe Shepard is like a virtual intelligence.
Yeah, he's like an AI.
He's like an AI, like Edie. And he kind of...
He's Bone Ashley.
But he kind of like, he mentions it, and he's like, I don't care what I am.
Yeah.
Obviously, I must still be Shepard because I'm fighting the Reapers.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then it's never discussed again.
It's never,
dropped. You open this fucking amazing pathway of story that you could tell to deepen the character. Like, why? And at the end, like, he should have been like, "You're a fucking virtual intelligence,"
and he's like, "Oh my god."
I mean, I guess it's like Blade Runner. Like, is Rick Deckard, is he a replicant or not? Like, they make allusions to it, but they do it in a much better way in that movie than they do in fucking Mass Effect 3 because they just bring it up and drop it. There's no other mystery. Like, you're never wondering because of the actions of Shepard. Like,
they probably should have brought it up earlier in the game.
It should have been an internal conflict. It should have been exactly. It should have been like a big part of his arc.
Yeah.
Like this constant second guessing himself because he doesn't know if he's controlling himself.
What if make you go crazy?
What if he's under control? And like that would have been cool if that was built into his arc instead of having this thing. I saw this kid die and it haunts me.
Yeah,
like which wasn't like which was fine. I understand why they did it. Like he sees a kid die in the beginning of the game, and the Reapers are first attacking Earth.
And I don't think you can save him.
And no, you can't save him because it's part of the story. And then he has like 2 or 3 times like
I think there's 3 nightmares.
Yeah, it's like nightmares of you like running through the woods and you see all these shadows everywhere and you see this kid and you're always trying to catch him, but you can't ever catch the dragon. So you can't ever really catch him.
He burns at the end.
And then he's always on fire, burning.
The one that made me laugh, though, I think it was the second one, is where you run in at the end, you get to the end of the dream, and Shepard's behind him smiling, like, to himself.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
And it's just like...
creepy and funny.
Yeah, it's like,
what the fuck is
that? What the hell?
What does that mean?
Like, yeah, what... And, you got, like, Shepard has a horrified look on his face, so... It's very...
Oh!
It's done well. I like that.
It was a little comical. I mean, it wasn't anything terrible or anything, but it was kind of funny. But yeah.
What? Is it not recording?
Yeah, but it's a little hokey, but nothing majorly distracting.
I guess there was something else to break up.
I'm just trying to humanize him, and it makes you want to. It makes us as an audience want to empathize with Shepard. The only way that doesn't work is if you play Total Renegade.
Yeah, like,
this game is not designed in 2 ways. It's not because the intention of the creators is very clear that you were supposed to play this game Paragon for it to make any fucking sense.
For the resolution, though, like, makes sense, yeah.
Or for any of the scenes to make, because if you were a dick,
he wouldn't care.
Like, nobody would really acknowledge it. Like, nobody would really acknowledge it in any of the other scenes, because no scene, like, and this is, just a comment on the limitations of video games in general, no scene can pick up on the fact, like, the next scene, like, you have with Liara, what if you were a dick to her before? She's not going to start off with, like, you were a dick to me. She's going to be like, hey, what's going on, Shepard?
Yeah. You're a friend, you forget it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You've been through a lot, you're stressed, tired,
Which
needs his coffee.
They did tap in to Shepard's, like, internal emotions a little bit. But I wish they would have like showed his internal struggle a lot more. They do show it in like the choices he makes.
Well, it's that's almost the part of the problem though, is the choices. It's the fact that BioWare gives you so much control. It's hard for them to dictate those kind of things, because they kind of want you to put yourself in that role as much as possible. So his internal struggles and monologues are yours, basically.
I guess.
I think it's kind of a little bit of a cop out, though. Myself, like the whole thing we were talking about, like the artificial intelligence thing.
Yeah,
I really wish that would have been such an interesting,
great,
side
input,
note into his character and into the story, because, like I said, it's just like how awesome.
And then maybe his crew would start like second guessing him. Oh, he's just an AI.
Or something he tries to hide, but at the end they kind of find out about it.
Yeah.
And you can because what if there was like a thing in the game, like you could share it with certain characters, be like Garrus, be like, listen, I might be an AI, or something like that, because you never have Shepard really know whether he is or not.
No, because
and you don't even have to answer it at the end of the game.
I'll just
but it'd be cool if one of the endings, if you played a certain way, you could just be an AI.
Or maybe when you get up from
betray the whole world.
Yeah, you just
betray
turn
the
into
galaxy.
the Reaper.
You're just a Reaper the whole time.
That would be. I'd be a little pissed off. I'd be pretty pissed off. All this work that you've been working towards is just gone. Why did I prolong?
No, but But even if you ended up being a Reaper, you can make it be you could still turn on the Reapers. Yeah. You've become too sentient. Like EDI. You're like EDI, a really advanced version of what EDI became. Which actually, it was bringing up EDI. Let's talk about some of the new characters.
EDI. Well, she's not new, but she the way they presented her was.
But now that she has a body now,
which was cool.
That was kind of cool.
And then her and Joker kind of have a thing if you allow it. I think
they ask for your opinion. And they're is it weird for a virtual intelligence and a dude to be attracted to each other? And my Shepard was like, hey man,
I didn't care. I was like, go for it, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Get up in them.
Who else? Who's gonna talk to you, Joker? Anyway, you
get up in them. Get up in that wiring, boy.
I don't. Yeah, how could you enjoy yourself in a relationship like that? I guess Joker he has the constant companionship of EDI, on the ship, and he's very used to her.
Yeah. No, he's very comfortable with her, and they joke and blah blah blah, and
she starts to like him too.
And so once she's unshackled, her AI becomes the limitations of what she's able to experience, basically.
Yeah.
Now she's able to have free form thinking.
Yeah, and I think Shepard can also control that. He can tell you.
You can influence it. Because oh yeah. Sorry about that, folks. We just had a
crash.
A mountain of dishes just fall to the floor here that I have stacked up here.
I'll try to lead away from it.
Tomorrow's Thursdays are dish days.
Yeah.
Anyway, the hell were we talking?
EDI.
Yeah, I mean, basically,
you can control her.
You can influence which way she goes if she's a cold-hearted robot, or you can humanize her. Basically, you have say in that development. Which is cool. I liked EDI, actually. I actually liked her. I brought her on missions a lot and stuff.
I didn't. I kind of... my personal taste was Garrus.
Garrus is always in my crew.
I love Garrus.
Whenever I have the option, Garrus is in my crew.
I think it was Garrus and Javik I brought a lot.
Really? You used Javik? See, I didn't really... I don't actually... I didn't use Javik once.
The reason
Protean character.
This is the thing. I used Javik because if someone had to die... It was gonna be Javik.
You wanted Javik to go.
But I didn't want him to I wouldn't be as
attached.
So I was like, okay, well, because there is some side missions, some missions you have to.
So then you're rolling the dice with Garrus, then.
Huh?
Then you're.
I know I was rolling the dice.
You gotta have Garrus, man.
But I love Garrus.
Yeah.
He feels like my best friend. Shepard's best friend, because he is.
He is,
but Shepard's good friend.
Did you do the thing on the Citadel where you go
on the
off of them? And
did you miss?
I missed on purpose.
I missed on purpose.
You're because you have this, you're throwing shooting bottles on top of this fucking
bro moment,
thing, and you have the choice whether you can shoot, you can beat him in the shooting contest and crush his self-confidence, or you can miss on purpose and be well, I guess you are the best, Garrus. He's like, goddamn right. Because Garrus isn't even oh, that's okay, Shepard. No, he's I will remember this day. I'm going to tell everybody.
And the other thing about the game is, I tried so hard just to please every character I could, just to make them feel good about themselves.
Yes, try to be you. I play the way I play Mass Effect. I play it like I am the fucking greatest dude in the galaxy. I don't have any desire to be a dick. This is a role playing, quote unquote, experience. Whenever I role play, I'm
a good guy.
I'm a good guy. Like I don't have it in me. I don't even have it in me just to see what's gonna happen.
And the thing when I do Renegade, in the second and third one, I did fuck up in the third one. It's when you hit the reporter. I wanted to fucking hit the reporter.
Oh yeah, that reporter chick from Mass Effect 2 comes back and like you go to swing at her and she ducks because she's like, oh, you're not gonna get me this time, Shepard. And like you have to hit the renegade trigger again a second time, and you didn't realize it.
I was like, Dan, check it out. I'm about to hit a girl in the game, and I was too excited, I guess.
Yeah. And I didn't do it because I was like, oh, I kind of regretted it. Like after I did it the first time and I missed her, I was like, okay, well maybe I don't have to hit her. And then she knocks me down, and I was like, God damn it!
So you had to do it again.
I lived with it. I lived with it.
I did too. I was like, oh look, fuck.
I was
very mad. If I was attentive on the game, I would have got her though.
That was another new character was the
Prothean?
No, not you can't use this character, the reporter that you can have on your ship. Did you ever like talk to her and like make the news reports? She
would send me like a private message, and I would sometimes go up there myself. And basically, like, what she does is she interviews you
about some major event that's just happened.
I guess based on what you say, it'll boost the morale of the troops that are watching, like the
back
interviews.
At home.
Yeah,
basically, and it can also piss people off. Apparently,
piss people off in this shit.
Yeah, I only saw one guy. I saw one guy arguing with her.
I supported him.
And I supported him too, yeah.
That's another thing. You can go around and just find just
people arguing and then back one person or the other.
I'm fucking Commander Shepard.
Be like, based on the 15 seconds of this argument that I've heard.
And people
and they'd be like, oh, okay.
Okay, Shepard said it.
Thank you, Commander. Yeah. Thank you so much, Commander. I do think $2.99 is overpriced for a hot dog.
It's kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not very well implemented, but it's fun that it's there.
It is fun.
It's okay that it's there. Like I didn't mind that stuff.
James Vega, very Jersey Shore-ish looking kind of.
I expected to hate him.
I did too. I thought he was gonna be like a little shit.
I thought he was gonna be really annoying, but he actually has a really good story, like a backstory.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like Shepard's.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Because
it's Shepard's fault.
Yeah, James Vega's story is like he was in like a unit that was about to attack the collector's ship.
No, they were protecting the colony. I think they were something to do with the colony. They were on Eden Prime, maybe some colony planet, and you basically I guess you're going there.
And they went there.
Yeah.
Like right before Shepard destroyed the collector's ship, and his entire team, like everybody he knew, like died.
He had to sacrifice his team to save the colony or something.
And it was for nothing because like 2 seconds later, like Shepard destroyed the collector's ship.
And
if you decided to destroy the collector's ship,
he didn't seem very pissed off.
Actually, well, I wonder if it mattered if you what it would have been like if you gave the collector's ship to the Elusive Man.
That would have been a bit. Oh, he gets it anyway.
Do they have it where he gets it?
You don't see it like when they go to it's either, what's that place the hot spot where you go?
Horizon?
Horizon. It's either at Horizon or the Cerberus base where you see the Reaper, or part of it. Like the main components of the Reaper are like hanging from the ceiling.
Of the collector's ship? Oh no, I know that. Oh yeah, he recovers he recovers that guy. Or the Terminator looking thing.
Yeah.
Terminator Salvation style monster that you fight at the end of Mass Effect 2. Not a very good end boss, but
it's
neither here nor there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically
James, and it's kind of doled out in a pleasant way.
Yeah.
He has a good character, like a little arc, but as soon as his arc is done, it's fucking done.
Yeah, and you don't have to.
And then you don't.
He doesn't bother you really.
And then you don't hear anything about it from him again, like ever in the game. As soon as you finish getting all the information you can from him, which you can do about halfway through the game.
Yeah. And
he stops kind of contributing to the conversations.
Because I don't think he wants to talk about it. I think that there might be an opportunity where you can.
You got motherfucking Steve Cortez.
Steve. Yeah, Steve. His husband died.
His husband died, and then he can't let it go, and he listens to this final message recording over and over and over again.
He's crying.
He's always crying and stuff.
Okay.
Shepard comforts him, puts his fucking shit up on a wall.
Did you get the invitation to go get drinks?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't go.
You don't have to come on to him. Like, you have a choice.
I had a feeling, like, I don't know.
Like, is this some kind of trap? No. We're not homophobic or anything.
I felt bad because I didn't see him. He probably lived, though. It's fine. I don't know.
Steve!
Yeah, Steve. And Steve crashes, and you're like, Steve!
I find Steve to be a funny name.
For
anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody. Steve's kind of a funny name. Like,
Steve? Steven?
Like, but... it's...
And you can follow up on his personal story, too.
You can go through, like, his little arc that he has. Like, you know, you bring him to the Citadel, and he puts, like, his husband's kind of thing to rest by going to the memorial wall and stuff. You can sit there and you can be there for him. You do the same thing with Ashley's sister.
Like, at the same time.
Yeah, it's around the same time, yeah.
Like, right next to you.
Like, hey, you're going to be at the Citadel? Why don't you do this, too?
Yeah.
Just get it all done.
And, like, you can influence... I think the way you influence him towards, like, him feeling about letting go of his husband may, like...
affect whether he lives or dies?
Probably. Because, I mean, he's probably going to... If you tell him, hey, just fucking forget about it, dude. You know, just stop being a bitch. He'd probably, like, not appreciate it.
You just get over it.
But if you go the nice guy way, he, like... That's... If you don't go the nice guy way, he won't put his, like, that thought to rest. And it'll probably haunt him for the rest of the game.
Maybe distract him during the final mission.
And, like,
final approach.
Yeah.
Somebody
and
will
probably die.
So when we played Mass Effect 2, we had it so, like,
everybody lived.
Everybody lived. We did that, like, because we played it more than once. And, there were some things like that, like... I mean, all those things, they didn't have to be in the game. I don't know how short this fucking game would have been, like, if everybody in that crew had died.
Yeah, because there's a lot of... You visit a lot of people.
There's so many things that, like, just
Grunt,
add the little bit of length to the game. I mean, I suppose, like, any of those people could have been replaced by just a proxy that gave you that same information. Yeah. It would have just been impersonal.
What if Thane wasn't there?
What if Thane wasn't there? Because there's a new villain. Kang, also, another one that you don't fucking learn anything about. Liu Kang. Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat.
I thought he
Kang Lao or whatever his name is. Stupid. I don't know, because he wasn't very memorable. Because you learn fucking nothing.
You don't know.
You know that he's fucking he works for the Elusive Man. And he's the Elusive Man, new right hand man. And that's pretty much Miranda. That's pretty much what you learn about him. That's it.
And that is an asshole.
Yeah. He's not too pleasant of a fella.
He's not a nice guy.
He's not.
Not a nice guy.
Kills Thane, man.
Thane was about to die.
So if anybody had to go, I mean, might as well be Thane.
I thought Thane was going to kick his ass a little bit. He didn't.
No. That was actually a good part of the game, too, like, as far as dramatic moments.
Coming in and, like, whoa.
Well, like, Thane. I thought that was, like, a fitting end to Thane.
Yeah, his death.
Like, they give him a good send-off,
That was a good emotional.
A good, like, finality to that, you know? Like, that's not... Like, Tali doesn't get that treatment.
No, yeah, you'd think
you know what I'm saying? Like, but Thane did.
Because it's very personal.
You could just tell what was worked into, like, this happens no matter what in the story, and this could happen in the story, and they didn't know how to follow up on it, like, really, like with Tali. I guess she can live. So.
Well, if you probably would have chose the Geth.
I mean, I will.
Quarians over the Geth.
I'll play this game again, so, like.
I don't know.
I will someday.
In a couple, like, I've done enough, and I know enough already. Like,
well, I did everything, yeah. Like, I did everything, so there's not, like, a lot of...
we took our time.
We took our time, you know, like, playing it. Like, we didn't rush through the game. We did everything you possibly could do. I mean, I'll play it again. I did like it. I can't say that I didn't like the game.
There were epic parts, like, so to speak, that I think they really tried to make it awesome, but it didn't register on me as being...
It doesn't always come together.
I think when you destroyed the Reaper up close with the when you had everybody from the fleet targeting the eye.
Like, yeah. When you have like the aiming.
Yeah, I thought that was very very cool.
That was a cool part of the game. Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
And there's so many things we can talk about. We're not even done talking about the fucking side characters or the new ones.
Who else we got? Well, we got Javik. Javik, which was the DLC. From Ash's character, the Protean.
It's only
very
one mission.
Hotly debated whether or not that is integral to the story or not.
My opinion it is.
My opinion it is because it actually
carries weight.
Liara gets an entirely different story. If you didn't have Javik, then Liara's character would have almost been pointless. She wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, she
actually, because all of her major things that happen in her character, her story, her personal arc, are directly related to the Protean.
Because everything she's been working for her whole career
has been studying the Protheans.
And she's a little disappointed.
Yeah, because and also he's a warrior. Yeah, he's not. He wasn't one of the great minds of the Prothean race or anything like that. And he's a very cold-blooded and methodical guy. And he's bitter because his fucking race is destroyed, and he's the last Prothean.
And he will tell you straight up that you're stupid. And
you're stupid for trying.
Yeah.
You should just get ready to die, basically. That's kind of his advice for a lot of the game. But he actually has a real arc where he comes around at the end, and he's just he gives an inspiring speech on the Citadel at one point.
Yeah,
because of your prodding. Shepard, he's about to say some really negative shit.
You're about to die.
Yeah, and then Shepard's like, "Hey, man, fucking these people don't need this right now." And he's like, "You have a chance."
And I do like his voice.
Yeah,
it's Jamaican,
almost like Rastafarian, Jamaican kind of thing.
And I think I was a very good character. I liked Javik. I appreciated him. And the way they made it a DLC was kind of stupid.
Yeah, which was even more insult to injury is when after the game came out, they found out that it's on the disc. Yeah. Hackers found it out, and you can unlock it without paying for it.
Why can't you just make a goddamn honest game nowadays? What the hell?
It's just, I don't know. Basically the reason they gave
plenty of sales.
I mean, I don't have any problem with DLC. I don't. If I like a game and I want to continue to support it.
Well, say DLC came out in a month. For Mass Effect 3.
Would I get it? Yeah. Oh, I'll totally get it.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
I'll totally get it.
Because where Shepard gets up and he's alive. Floating in space again.
I don't know what the deal... If it's multiplayer related, I probably won't.
Oh, they probably... Yeah, they might do something.
If it's just multiplayer map packs, then probably not. Because I don't foresee myself, really putting a lot of time into that part of the game. I don't really care about it. The combat is a lot better than it's been in the series, but it's not good enough to stand next to other third person shooters. I'll just go play Uncharted or something. I'll play something that does it.
Uncharted does it extremely well.
Yeah, it does it pretty well, and
they don't need to compete with other multiplayers. I don't know if that was their aim or their goal.
Of course, I think it totally was, because it's very built in the Gears of War-ish type of feeling, especially even now with the new melee attack system and stuff.
Which was awesome.
Incorporated.
I did like the melee.
Yeah,
it's not as boring as the second one. In the second one, it's just an elbow swing.
Yeah, now you get to use your little arm,
your
Omni
powers,
tool thing, stab people in the throat,
which is awesome.
Which is cool, and it's effective and stuff like that. But it goes into almost a Gears of War animation when you use the chainsaw part of the gun.
Yeah, well, then that's Gears of War does that well too.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Gears of War is it's made to be a cover-based
more of a multiplayer,
but that's made to be a cover-based third-person shooter. Yeah. This is the poor man's cover-based RPG or third-person shooter. Because it's still clunky as shit. Yeah. It's playable, and it's not bad, and it's better than it's ever been in the Mass Effect series. But it doesn't make it stand up to games that are specifically designed. That's what they do. You know what I mean?
And we mentioned this in the review, if you seen it or not, they sacrificed, I think they sacrificed more than what they should have by mainstreaming this game. I think this game should have been created for Mass Effect series fans and not for.
Well, I think yeah, and we talk about this in the review. We touched on it a little bit in the review. It's just they already had their install base. They were gonna sell a fucking billion copies regardless. I think so. I don't.
Oh, they were making that.
All the people that bought Mass Effect 3 on the first day are the people that were gonna buy it fucking anyways, regardless of whether they mainstreamed it or not. I can't imagine there's too many people that haven't played the other games that are I'm going to play Mass Effect 3. It's too fucking story centric, and it's too
they said that you can pick this game up and play it. Sean,
I don't think that's true at all.
I disagree too.
I don't think that's true at all.
It's you'd be so lost. Shepard, that game picks up.
right away.
Right off the bump.
I mean, it takes place like 6 months after the end of Mass Effect 2, and you're basically like in jail.
It starts in a rush too. Like
you're in jail. Yeah, and then they rush you to see the council, and then the Reapers attack. Like you would be totally like you not know really what the hell's going on.
I was, for the introduction of the Reapers coming like on Earth. I think they did it well.
That was pretty cool.
Like the council gets.
I wish though there had been like a prologue to the whole like Shepard.
What happened in those 6 months?
Like Shepard getting either does he give him? I guess he turned himself in to the council.
Like basically what happened?
Because he turns against the Illusive Man at the end of Mass Effect 2, depending on whether you chose to do that or not.
And you got the DLC was the Arrival.
The Arrival is
you have to sacrifice
colony,
a Batarian colony.
Yeah.
To prolong the Reapers to come for a little bit. Like,
yeah. And if you played that DLC, they do follow it up with the Batarians in the Mass Effect 3.
And I know this game is trying to like take this emotion out of me, but like, why the fuck would you not believe Commander Shepard, like, and heed his warning? Like, I don't get why the council didn't believe, like, or like they didn't try to even prepare.
They're still skeptical. After everything that's happened, they're still like, I don't know.
And they're skeptical until the moment that
it happens. Until they're like, we lost contact with the moon base, and they're like, they can't be that close. They're here. Really?
Boom! You're dead.
Like, what are we supposed to do? And Shepard's like, we need to come together.
And they're like, that's all you got? Well, that's all you fucking give me? Like, what do you want me to do? You
ain't no magic man, girl. Like, come back to the life, but I ain't Jesus, you know? Woo!
But I don't know, if we're gonna be realistic, I don't think it would have played out that way in the real world.
No, not at all. I mean, like, there's a lot of evidence for the Reapers. The Reapers were coming. I mean, Mass Effect 2, the entire game takes place outside of the purview of the Council, though. You gotta remember that.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you're working for Cerberus, you're like a fringe mercenary, basically, group. Like, that's why they arrested you. Yeah. Because you've been working, like, off the grid and everything.
That's true.
So I guess they don't know if they can trust you or not because you were working with Cerberus. Just like Ashley, right? Or Kaidan, depending on who you let live in Mass Effect 1. They have reservations about your trustworthiness.
Yeah, of course you
win them over. You make a couple jokes and you say, hey, come on, let's drop this, alright?
It just happened, right?
That pussycat, put a smile on that face.
I don't know. I mean, Cerberus deserves a thank you for rebuilding Shepard, but that's about it. I don't know.
Turning into it's a monster.
But what else?
I mean, like, it's just...
I know there's a lot more.
I mean, there's stuff, like, they just... This is more of, I guess, this is really a prolonged review. But, like, they just... Stripping out, like, just stupid shit, like the hacking. And all that stuff. And, like, it's just... Like, and then now it's nothing but monotonous fucking shooter game.
Yeah, all you have to do now is press X, and now you have the information. You have that 10,000 credits.
Yeah, no more wall, like, safe hacking, and... No more data pad hacking, and those things were just good because they just break things up.
Yeah, they break up the gameplay.
They give you something else to do, and they weren't super difficult. So like, there isn't like any. You have a pick stuck on your arm, or you did. A pick.
Oh, good talk about. Anyway.
No, but like it's just it was kind of unfortunate because it really, the game could have been a lot more fun. Fun, really, because there was a point, even like I had it on normal for like half the game, and then I was just like, fuck this, man. Like, I don't want to like just sit here and fight get stuck in these enemy waves and blah blah blah. Like, so I just put it on fucking like casual.
Narrative.
Well, I just put it on casual. Yeah. For my difficulty level, and I just blew through the fucking missions because I don't like. I'd rather play it like goddamn Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'd rather play it Rambo style. I'd just go out there
up a hallway and blow people's heads off.
Yeah, like I don't want to sit there and like methodically think about how I'm gonna get down this hallway and taking out this dude and knocking out their shields and blah blah blah. Because it just like the combat isn't engaging enough to like make me want to put that much effort.
That's not why you play Mass Effect.
No, I don't. Are there people out there? I don't know. You guys tell us if we're wrong. Are you out there? Do you play these games because you want to play a third-person action game? I don't know. I mean, are we in the minority here?
I doubt it.
I'll say this to everybody right now. You're all wrong.
Yeah, you're very wrong. Because if you want to play a game like that, play like Uncharted.
Or go play Gears of War. Go play Gears of War. Leave my goddamn... You ruined Mass Effect for me.
And I think...
You sons of bitches.
The goddamn development team, they try to push it mainstream. They try to give everybody all these different gameplay options and.
Yeah, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too.
And
then they tried to like kind of appease like the more RPG centric fans by like adding these very superficial RPG elements that don't really matter. I think if you bump the difficulty up to very hard,
it might.
Those decisions would probably would have a lot more weight to them. But if you play it on normal or casual, they almost don't matter.
No.
So I don't know.
But like wow, what the hell was I gonna say? Just had it.
Shepard's dead.
Shepard is dead. Shepard's very dead. Ah, God. Just start talking. Talk about something.
Well, did you know that the Patriots lost this year in the Super Bowl?
I don't want to talk about that. There's a lot we can do. I don't know.
I can't think of anything.
No, we should have probably wrote something down.
Oh, we probably should have wrote something down, but that's just not how the natural gamers roll.
All about instinct.
This is all just it's about spontaneity. That's what this channel is about, spontaneity and true feelings.
Oh, okay, I got it.
He's got it. We're back.
Mass Effect 3 really reveals a lot of information about races and what happens and what kind of happened behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I can't believe we haven't fucking talked about Mordin yet.
Oh, Mordin, that's right.
Oh my God, I would forget. Like
great character who had a good send off.
That was
honorable death.
Yeah, that was probably the best part of that game.
Mordin has to die to stop the genophage.
To cure the genophage.
Yeah, stop it.
Set
it up in the dispersing fucking atmosphere machine.
Because the Reapers are.
Because the place is blowing up, and he's like, I can do it before it blows up, and you're like, oh, okay. And you have the option whether you can betray Mordin and let him die in vain because the Solarians are like trying to wheel and deal with you in the background, like. Listen, man, like, don't really release the cure.
Just say you did.
Just, like, fuck those Krogans, man. You'll have our full, like, scientific team support. Like, if you screw over the Krogans, and you... Like, I chose to just tell them. Like, and then once you start the mission, you can just tell them...
a couple opportunities.
You have, like, 2 opportunities. You try to tell them once, and there's something happens in the ship.
Yeah.
Gets brushed under the rug, and then 5 minutes later, they give you another chance to tell them or wait. And I told them right away.
I didn't. I don't know. For some reason, I just thought the Krogan were going to get really pissed off. And, like, even if we did, they would have some bad blood towards the Solarians. And I thought that would cause conflict between, like, trying to...
The way, like, it was kind of, like... The resolution of it, for me, is, like, when I told them right away, they're like, well, hey, that's why you're Shepard, man. You're great. And, it's just that one Solarian asshole. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty much how they took it from me. Like, because the female Krogan kind of, like, calms them down.
She's very, she's
very even-tempered person. Or not person, Krogan. And, she basically changes everybody's mind in the Krogan colonies about,
Yeah, it's just
to rallies them all together.
Does it take that one Krogan to, like, fucking...
It's one Lady Krogan, man.
Yeah,
Lady Krogan's
the only
very
fertile
influential.
Krogans. So I get it. Are there other female Krogans? They're just not.
She's the only one that survived.
No, I'm talking about just walking around that has the genophage.
No.
Oh.
No, because remember that doctor's doing those experiments? That's what you save her from the laboratory. Or you don't save her, you go pick her up from the Solarian laboratory.
And Mordin has a huge hand in, like, the Krogan species, like, survival. Like
he does. Well, he is the crux of it.
Yeah.
Without Mordin, they wouldn't have been saved.
And Mordin is a very likable character.
Mordin's great, and actually Mordin's character arc, I wish we had more time to spend with Mordin in Mass Effect 3. He's a main character in Mass Effect 2.
I guess, you do kind of have his background story about him, like, being one of the lead scientists at the Genophage.
No, that's what and they kind of go over his background, basically, in Mass Effect 3, because they're fucking paranoid that people didn't play Mass Effect 2. So they're like, let me tell you this again. But in Mass Effect 2, you get to spend so much time with him, and you know a lot about him. You know what kind of person he is, or not person. You know what kind of Solarian is. You know what kind of alien he is. Like what he's made of. That he's kind of honorable, and that he's changed his mind about his stance on the genophage, and that he's kind of dedicated his life to
making reversing
it. Yeah,
he feels guilty.
Yeah. He doesn't feel like he had a right to do it, regardless of circumstance. Yeah. Like you don't have the right to put a fucking death warrant basically on an entire race. You know, you put a timetable on when their race will stop existing, and he doesn't feel comfortable with it. And you get a nice resolution to that
and he smiles.
That story, yeah.
And that's very emotional. It like made me like step back and say, "Whoa!"
Like, put the controller down, bug. Oh!
Like I was like, this game did do that very well for some
moments. Like there's moments in this game that are great.
Yes.
Narratively, that are fantastic.
Yeah, like they do tie up things.
They tie up a lot of some of them though. Like
the personal things.
And then other things are left fucking floating in the wind.
I guess they tied up like the personal elements, like you like just Shepard between this one character.
Yeah.
But they didn't bother to try with the fucking main story.
Yeah. So. They don't, no. I mean, it's the tough thing about having a story that's like a story arc that's so expansive and wide, kind of a big thing. And then you try to fit all these like little interpersonal moments inside of that.
You should have just made it a super long game. I mean, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about how short it was.
Did we mention how it just kicks into gear and you go? Like,
what?
After you like go to the Cerberus station and stuff, like it just kicks into gear and you're going.
Yeah, the only time
you don't see that coming.
The only time the game has like a relentless pace, it doesn't build up to the end very well. Yeah. Like suddenly you're at the end, and you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there's only 6 different races in the entire fucking galaxy, because that's really all they are in the Mass Effect universe.
Well, the whole like the dominance races.
Yeah, and you kind of don't really do anything with the other ones. You only talk to the people that can help you.
Like, yeah. And there's a couple
which are the major races in the game, and that's fine, but
you get the help of the Arachni.
If you let the Arachni Queen live in the
Grunt makes another appearance.
Grunt is back.
He's the leader of like the Spec Ops team for the Krogan, basically.
Yeah, he's like the special forces.
And they're like the best team. Supposedly.
The best of the best.
And then basically, like, if you save the Arachni Queen, you're sacrificing his squad.
It's like Act of Valor, but not terrible.
Never seen it.
Neither have I.
God bless America.
Yeah.
But if you
Ryan's actually wrapped in an American flag right now.
Yeah, if you like you sacrifice the squad, he kind of doesn't hold it against you.
No, he's just like, well, that's just this is how it goes sometimes.
And Krogans are very like they're like that. That's their personality.
Yeah, it's the ends justify the means for the Krogans, and they really do, especially their warrior types. That's a really nerdy statement. Like I know, like I've studied the Krogans.
I mean, we know. Like, I feel confident that I know. Like, both of us know about Mass Effect.
The game actually it does a very good job of setting up the distinct kind of traits of every race.
Yeah,
they might be a little black and white, but you know there is some kind of gray in there, and that was something I did appreciate about this game quite a bit. Even though it slowed the pace of the game down, and you don't feel the impending doom of the apocalypse on you.
The world's ending.
But like I did enjoy just kind of being a diplomat and like learning about all the different factions within each race, and how they're all infighting, and they're all scared, and they're all confused, and they don't know what to do either.
And all it takes is Shepard just to.
Shepard come in and be like, hey man, enough of this funny business.
Yeah, let's just become one and save the galaxy.
You're acting like you got ants in your pants, man.
But yeah, like Sean said, it does reveal the bad blood between races. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, they're resolved so quickly. Like, it's like the Turians and the Krogan. It's like resolved just like that.
That's a pretty quick turnaround. Yeah. Well, actually, not really. There's like 3 missions to do that.
I guess. I'm just saying.
The Turians have to back the curing of the genophage and stuff like that.
And I guess
the Turians have kind of a pragmatic way of thinking about it. They're like, listen, we need all that we can get right now. You got to do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, they don't care.
You have to do whatever you have to do because their planet Pavlin is in the balance. So if the Krogans don't help the Turians, their fucking planet is going to be destroyed and everybody on it is going to die. Yeah. And that's and so they actually have a very pragmatic, like, listen, you have to just do it. Like, why is this discussion?
No one else. Well, I would think the same way. Like, I'd want my home world just to be saved. Like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
And Shepard understands that, but Shepard, like, the way you can make Shepard feel about it is like he feels strongly about it. Like the genophage was fucked up. Like, I don't know. You can't.
It's either that or listen. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a very one or the other type of decision. Like it's just like, hey man.
Fuck would want to
sometimes
act like
you got to
that?
kill Krogan. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Man. No.
let's worry about killing them after we save the galaxy. Okay?
I think I had a pretty solid continuity throughout my like Mass Effect 2 and 3 especially was that
Paragon,
like
Paragon.
the very Paragon, but and the genophage was wrong. Like that was
wrong.
That was my stance.
But the Krogan were getting a little off the wall. They're getting a little fucking crazy. Like, and they do reveal why they get pissed off. I don't necessarily remember why.
They were there's a lot of infighting in their species in general.
The Krogans were wrong in trying to destroy the Solarians, I think.
They just the Krogans got out of control. That's
Yeah.
what it was. And then there's like all these splinter factions that broke off, and some of them are really, really hateful and just wanted to destroy and conquer. And they're like Genghis Khan. Like that's their mentality.
And like supposedly Tuchanka is like the Krogan homeworld was like beautiful and
it used to be, and they destroyed it.
And they did like in the female Krogan says we destroyed it like as a people. Like it's
because you get to actually go to the Krogan ruins and stuff like that, and go see the temples and stuff. And there is some cool kind of level design, like as far as like beautiful things to look at and stuff. Like
you go to the huge room.
You go to Thestia, like that's a pretty cool area. The Asari's planet and stuff like that. That was pretty neat. Like I enjoyed that stuff a lot.
And like by going to those worlds, like you have to, but if you choose to, you can learn quite a bit about the race.
Yeah, if you take the time to talk to everybody and then go to every panel and look and read and everything, there's a lot to be learned there, a lot to be inferred as well. Like it's like I said in the review, it's like the not boring Star Wars prequels. Like the political parts of those movies tend to be very dry, and it's just really because they're presented in a very like
stupid
matter-of-fact way.
Well,
it's just like they just talk for fucking 20 minutes, and poor acting and stuff is not engaging at all. But Mass Effect 3 can have one up that because you have you're a participant.
Yeah.
You know, you have it's interactive, so it makes it more interesting. You know?
I think this is better than Star Wars.
You think Mass Effect is better than Star Wars?
First 3 is better than
the prequels.
Yeah,
it's not better than goddamn. It actually follows the original trilogy's like kind of trajectory, whereas like Mass Effect 1 is like really fun, and it's got like a very very prototypical story where it's just like you have a very clear villain and you're trying to do that. And then you have Mass Effect 2 where all these crazy revelations are made, and it's dark and it's dark and it's depressing and it's got big twists in it. And then you have the third one, which is like more more like straightforward.
Maybe because Episode 6 was a little disappointing.
Actually, now that I'm older, man, like, and I bought the Blu-rays and I watched all the Star Wars again, I think I only really like 2 of them, and which is Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. The other ones, I don't hate them, but I don't need to watch them as much as I would like to watch Empire.
I know this is about Mass Effect, but, like, the whole midichlorian thing, if you watch that movie about, like, I hate George Lucas.
Oh, The People versus George Lucas, which is a great documentary. Check it out.
Like, it explains something, the very, like, inconsistency of those, of the prequels, like how kind of stupid they are.
Yeah, and like how it doesn't really make sense. Not only that, but it guts Star Wars of any of some of its like more interesting elements, like the Force. The Force was like kind of, you watch the other movies. It's more of a spiritual tuning. It's not a physical. It's not a biological product of like how many midichlorians you happen to be born with, and some people are born with more than others. It's not like that. Like some people are chosen and some people aren't. No. It's like how much you believe and you put like basically faith into the Force, and how much you practice and train and try to hone your abilities. I mean, like that's the whole arc of Luke Skywalker is all about getting in tune with the Force, Yeah.
But
back anyways.
To Mass Effect. Blah blah blah. There are some.
But like the thing about
what?
Like I thought, like, speaking of just twists and stuff, I thought this game would go in more interesting directions.
I thought somebody from within would kind of turn. Like, oh, we haven't even talked about Miranda.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna bring up next is Miranda. Like, whether she lived or died in your playthrough of Mass Effect 2, I think they should have used her as the fucking villain.
Yeah.
As
or
like
one of
that Kai Lang ninja dude, that should have just been Miranda. Because if she dies in Mass Effect 2, then you could have said in Mass Effect 3, well, we fucking rebuilt her. Just like we did to you, Shepard.
Yeah.
Except she's like evil now. Like,
'cause
they did something to her, and now she's evil.
now they control her.
And then you could have some sort of dramatic thing at the end when Shepard has to kill her but doesn't want to, and she, like, kind of accepts it, and she realizes that she can't control herself, but, like, he gets in touch with the real Miranda, and then he fucking has to shove his Omni tool through her fucking gut.
Which would be awesome.
It would be great.
And it'd be very close. Get, like, a face-to-face
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, really up close, and, like, really, and, like, the tears coming down both her cheeks, blah! But no. They didn't. They gave me some stock villain that I never learned anything about.
Yeah, is it her dad?
No, I'm talking about Kay Lang.
Oh,
like,
Kay
she
Lang.
should have been the Kay Lang character. That's who she
Kay
should
Lang
have been.
was definitely
And she,
a throwaway character.
because when she first shows up, if she died in Mass Effect 2, how awesome and, like, surprised Shepard would have been.
He would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, he'd be like, what's going on? Like, you survived? And she'd be like, yeah, like, I managed to make my way out of the wreckage.
Oh,
She'd be like, I saw you die. I'd be like, well, I didn't die. Like, and then it could be, like, have this mistrust, but Miranda could be, like, feeding you information, and then you have to do some missions with her, maybe, and then she fucking turns on you, like, halfway through the game.
Nice,
like, during the part in the Citadel where you have to go try to save the Council.
Oh, yeah,
the part when Thane dies and stuff, and she's, like, that could have been the part where you find out she's fucking bad. That'd been awesome.
They didn't, no. They decided
Way more interesting than doing what they did.
She's good. She's a good guy.
Yeah, she's a good guy.
She, basically, her part in the game is, like, it's all about her sister.
Her sister and her
She
father.
wants to save her sister.
Which is a big part of Mass Effect 2. It follows up on her...
It resolves.
Gives her closure. Yeah. It follows up on her character from, like, what you knew about her character from Mass Effect 2. And when you go to the Horizon place, you realize her father was working there. He's doing all these experiments.
And he's funding all the...
Cerberus. He's working with Cerberus, like, and he's the one turning people into husks and trying to, like, develop the Reaper technology so you can control it for the Illusive Man. Like, he's all involved in that stuff and the biotics research and stuff.
And he would have been an awesome asset for the Alliance.
For the Alliance.
But yeah, the way I played it, in the beginning of the game, I thought, I can only have one love connection. I'm not going to lead anybody on. So basically what I did was...
you gave Miranda the cold shoulder.
I told her,
when you meet her
I was
again.
like, listen, this is business, and we gotta save the galaxy. And
well, you gotta say, first, in Mass Effect 2, you romanced Miranda.
Yeah, I did.
Mass Effect 1, you romanced Ashley. So you have these connections already to these chicks.
Yeah.
These ladies.
And like, I told
And Miranda's like, falls up. She's like, well, we haven't seen each other in a while, but is there still something here?
And I said no.
And Ryan's like, no, that's in
Well,
the
at
past.
first I said yes.
And then he reloaded his game. What a cheater.
I mean... No, because
it's not pure Mass Effect experience.
I didn't want to fucking
live with those.
I wanted Ashley, okay? But yeah, like, you tell her, she cries.
And she walks away from you.
And she walks away. She's like, well, just fucking forget about it, Shepard.
Yeah.
And like,
she's like, I gotta go shopping.
But even when you go to talk to Ashley, she's like, even Ashley's like unsure that you're gonna be there for her and like be hers.
Yeah, you have to constantly console Ashley and be like, listen, bitch, I like you a lot.
There's a lot of love connections.
I let a guy die for you in Mass Effect 1. Caden's dead because I chose you. Told Caden, sorry, Caden. Sorry,
you're
bro.
You're half a robot anyway. You're not even
he's
a person.
all like bros before hoes, and I was like, not really, dude.
But like, for the way he played it, Miranda lived. But for me, she died. So
she
So
died.
I guess that was a pretty influential decision.
But even if she dies or lives, like, that's the end of her story.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, like, you talk to her one more time at the very end of the game. You can go to, like, this intercom.
You can talk to everybody.
And you can go talk to every character that's still alive. And, like, they give their little, like, see you later spiel, goodbyes, or whatever you can say to everybody.
And I thought the goodbyes were...
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I loved Garrus's goodbye. Like, I loved, like, how it was, like, very friendly. Like, he's just, like, the best friend.
He's like, I'll see you, the heaven thing?
Like, no, it was something about how they were going to go and, like, retire and something.
Oh.
And Shepard was like, well, if the fucking world lets me retire. So.
Oh, yeah, no, but that also I'm thinking, like, if I die, like, I'll meet you in heaven. And we'll meet at the bar.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah, that's right.
I'll see you at the
and
bar.
It's very, like, aw, like that.
You're like, God damn it,
that's
Garrus.
cute.
Garrus, you got me. You got me, son.
And you can do that with, like Sean said, every character, which was very... Like, I guess maybe we should have thought about this before. Like, I'm starting to like the game a lot more. Like, the more we talked about it.
Are you really?
But, like, it comes down to it. You fucked up on the end. Whoever made, was it EA or BioWare?
Those last decisions were not very satisfying. No, I mean, just like... it offers closure. Like, it gives you a very, like, a stock cliche closure.
Between characters. That's where...
Some mean more than others.
I guess that meant more to me. Like, I'd rather have closure for all the characters and all, like, your history past with them than, like, the end of the story.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have that than, like, some awesome end. Like... Because, like...
I thought, like, there's parts of the end that are very awesome.
They are very awesome,
Like, the charge to the beacon
beam, yeah.
is pretty cool. Even actually the stuff like leading up to with Anderson, and when you have your final showdown with the Elusive Man.
Yeah, because that
it's pretty exciting.
That was done very well.
It's actually very like yeah, man. It's really intense.
Because you're being controlled by the Reapers or something. Like he's controlling you. In his mind. I don't know how he did
mind control.
And like you end up killing the Elusive Man. He dies.
Yeah.
And like, but like the charge when you charge to go to that thing the beacon that beacons you up to the Citadel.
Yeah,
was very cool because like, of course you're decked out in armor, and like you're rushing, and then like as you're running you have the Reaper beams like going like all around you.
Yeah, explosions
like,
going
and
on.
All these people around you are just fucking dying and shit. And then it hits you, and then the screen goes like black, and I thought I was like. Did I
fail? Did I mission failure? That's how I was waiting for critical mission failure to come up.
Like,
yeah.
Is this the end of I not make it? But like no, Shepard gets up and he's like burnt. All his armor's like burnt off, and
it's all like stuck to his skin. He's all beat up.
He's he's got a
and he's limping around, which is cool. And even the way he holds his gun, the way they animated that stuff is pretty cool.
And the guy pops out and you shoot him in the head.
You got BAM!
You just keep going.
And you just keep on.
And supposedly Anderson was right behind you.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know, right? Anderson's like, Shepard, made it onto the ship as well.
Or maybe Anderson just kind of got.
Looks like we did it in a different. We ended up in different places.
Yeah,
I guess so. Where are you? Oh, dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, which was cool.
It was hot. It was creepy.
Very, yeah.
I don't know what. I mean, I guess they were there to be.
Well, I guess the Reapers killed everybody on the Citadel.
Yeah,
which kind of makes me think
they had to put them somewhere. Can't just leave them mess around.
Which makes me think that's fucking sad.
Like, it is, but they don't ever like the.
They don't address that.
The problem with it is, it's like it's never made impactful. There's no like.
Shepard doesn't even realize.
He doesn't really acknowledge the fact that he just woke up in a place full of dead Citadel people, right? Yeah. Everybody in the Citadel, I guess you could say, is probably in that area, and he's like woke up on top of a pile of dead bodies.
And it's very like you're like kind of like wow.
As a player, you're a little bit like, what the fuck is that? And Shepard never really. He's like,
But the character I play Shepard as should have been like, this is
horrified.
This is like
he should have been like even more fuel for his fire to get these fucking Reapers.
And he should have fucking sprinted instead of wobbled to the fucking place. Anderson dies
to the Ghost Kid.
Yeah, and then the Ghost Kid. So
which I guess is
how did the Reapers know?
Because I don't know.
How did the Reapers know to make
read his mind, dude?
Yeah, maybe. Which makes you is he indoctrinated? No, he's not. Okay, he's probably not. But like I guess maybe they knew. Maybe they did it on purpose.
I don't know, man. I mean, like I guess because that's like a comforting projection to Shepard to appear to Shepard as this kid. Right.
Well, but it seemed like the kid that got killed.
It could be that kid, or it could just be a kid, and it's just like, maybe this information will come across better if I appear to Shepard as a kid,
and not some weird creature.
Yeah, not some weird creature, and be like, you're all dead,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But like Shepard didn't like, and also at the end, like that's one of the only times Shepard kind of just like accepts what somebody tells him.
That's true. He doesn't try to find another way.
No, like, cause he's like, well, you can either do this or this, and he's never like, what? Like, no, that's not true. There's got to be more. He doesn't really go into very deep denial about it.
There was a Peregrine choice that I couldn't choose.
Well, for the Elusive Man.
And the Reapers.
And the Reapers?
At the end. There was one. I don't know what it was.
I can't remember, man. It might be for synthesis to jump in the middle.
But if we would have, it might have been something like, but if we would have, because they didn't give you the option, like when they explained it to me.
No, they don't.
And like, they maybe there's like, well, you can fucking jump in the middle then.
That's perfect. I guess maybe that's perfect Paragon ending, I think.
What's Renegade ending?
Renegade ending? I guess he just died.
Have you seen the worst ending?
No. I don't think so. I don't think it's... No, I did. Well, I saw the world just get destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Like the wave of flames covering the earth and everybody just dying.
Wow, that's a good ending. That's how it should have ended now. But like in Mass Effect 2, Shepard can fucking die.
Everybody could die.
He can miss the fucking platform. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
And I wish they would have treated the end more cinematically, like better.
Yeah, actually, just like
It was very short.
It was like take control away from me and just let me watch a fucking 15-minute end cinematic.
Like something extremely emotional, like we mentioned before.
Yeah,
But they didn't.
but the way they
Did not capitalize on what they could have fucking.
Oh yeah, they really could have got you at the end.
They
Man.
really
They
could
could have
have.
hooked you and really made you sad that it was the end of Mass Effect. Instead, you're just like
A little disappointed.
You're like, oh, I guess that's the end of Mass
And
Effect.
now I'm starting not to like the game because of the
Again,
end.
it's very mixed emotions. You keep going like in circles around like how you feel about it. It's just like I
know.
enjoyed it, but I realized that there's tons of fucking problems with it. Like
Maybe I should redo it.
just make it again.
Yeah, like
Mass Effect 3.5,
I'll play it. Like just make it
3.2.
Take our advice.
Well, there's a petition online for them to make DLC.
That's what I heard. That's what
for them
I
to
heard.
make a new ending DLC. Like, give me a real ending. Like, not one that's debatable.
I heard my friend told me, and he's like, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we
People
cannot.
don't like the ambiguous nature of any of the endings you get. It's pretty ambiguous.
It's very stupid.
It's not necessarily. I didn't think it was stupid.
I just don't think it didn't resolve.
It doesn't resolve it in a finite way, that's what's bothersome. Like, it's not emphatic. Like, this is the end. This is what happened.
And like I want to, and like you, Sean, if you wait for the credits to roll, there's
a little epilogue.
yeah, but like, I'd rather see all the people all your friends that you saved like have like a memorial. For
Yes,
Shepard.
or see what the fuck happened to him.
Yeah.
Like the thing about like Joker, Joker's in the Normandy. You don't know who's in the ship with him, and they're racing to get away from whatever energy blast is coming through, and it hits them, and then they crash on some jungle planet, and then you see a few of them get out of the ship and look off into the distance, and there's like a big ravine, and the camera pulls out, and that's the end of Mass Effect. And I thought that was kind of stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's just like, well, where are they?
They're in a jungle.
Like I wanted.
Does that like symbolize the restart of civilization?
I guess
Some jungle world.
Like this is the new
Earth.
Well, the new, like, intelligentsia, like, I don't know, like, the new, hey, man, this is the best and the
another
brightest,
thing-
and now they're on this fucking planet.
How many people walked out of the ship when you beat it? Like 4?
Yeah, I think it's always a combination of, like, 3 or 4
Does that
people.
mean
3 people,
Is
I
there other
think.
people on the ship?
Well, I guess the rest of the crew's on there, right?
I mean, yeah.
And what was that whole thing about the E-gel capacitor?
Oh, the heated thing?
Yeah.
That didn't even come into
It
play.
didn't even come into
Or
play.
maybe if you didn't do that, they wouldn't have made it.
Maybe.
Because like they have to like, I mean, Joker had to push it to the limits to get it away from the.
It's true. They really had to push that thing.
You really had
Engineering
to
would have
press
been a
those
lot
buttons.
of fun. Yeah, press those buttons super quick.
Which
How do you fly the Normandy? That's what
I don't
want
know.
to know.
He's pressing like a screen. Is that like?
Yeah, just like presses all these buttons. Like, what's the system that he's using here?
And if Edie's on there, what the hell? What are you sweating about? Just let Edie do it. I don't know. Like,
Maybe Edie was like really turning into a human. And she's like, I don't feel like it.
yeah, I'm bored.
I don't feel like it.
I don't know. As a character standpoint, I am extremely satisfied. Just not the way they resolved the end. With like how they felt about Shepard and like how they felt about his sacrifice, because they do not fucking give you a hint.
Well, technically, they wouldn't know.
Who?
His team.
If you made it, well, yeah,
I guess they wouldn't know whether or not, like, and since you're seeing it like moments after they crash, like, there's no time to process.
That's true.
But then just give me fucking, like, don't go crazy like Metal Gear Solid 4 and make a 3-hour fucking thing where they just talk at you for 3 hours, or not 3 hours,
that was
like
a
2 hours.
that was hard to handle.
That was too much.
That was all.
Because it's so, like, dry, and it's so matter of fact, and it's just like, okay, we're going to tie up every fucking loose end in this game. And then even that game cops out.
Because fucking Solid Snake doesn't die.
Spoiler for Metal Gear Solid 4. You don't know if Solid Snake kills himself or not. It cuts to black before he pulls the trigger. So I'm thinking,
because he's like sweating. He's
yeah, and then you don't know, and then it just cuts to black.
and that's the end, right?
Yeah.
That was a good end. That was a good ending.
But like, I don't know. Like,
Of course, they would have thought Shepard saved them.
I guess.
I know.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what they would. Well, they don't really. Do they know what's going on? Would they be confused?
I mean, they definitely. You can tell the characters in the game appreciate Shepard. Like they're very appreciative of what he's done and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess you kind of get it there, but like I would rather see like at the end or both just to see like.
I would have liked just a big dramatic fucking 15-minute like ending cinematic, like send off where you see all the characters that are alive somehow, what's going on,
what's going on,
what they're doing on the ground, like what they're not just a couple soldiers hiding behind a fucking rock, and then they either realize
like sand people,
like the like Tusken Raiders.
I mean, and I guess that's like showing you, he saved humanity.
Yeah, basically that's what it does. That's what its function is. But you're like,
it's not a very satisfying.
Like I don't know those guys.
I don't give a shit.
Like it should have been like you could have whoever you romance like crying and like maybe Garrus come over and put his arm around.
And you can have your N7 tags.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We should have wrote this.
We should have wrote. God damn it! Somebody get me in touch with BioWare.
Yeah, the fan should have wrote my. Well, that would be too off the wall.
No, it would be too much. Yeah. I'm sure people have some very weird opinions with it.
Shepard is
like to have seen.
Is a new species.
Yeah, starts a new race, the Shepard race. He fucks a.
I wonder if anybody was offended, because you know, we're humans, right?
Yeah.
I think anybody was offended that Shepard was so persistent about preserving Earth. And he's like, and people are like, what about the other planets? Why does it have to be Earth?
Well, I guess they always bring the like, every race that you went on, like, why should I care about Earth?
No, I'm talking about like me as a player.
As a player?
Why the fuck do I care if another? Like, I guess Earth was where the Battlefront was at, like where.
Oh, that's where I guess it started. It's like Ground Zero.
Yeah. Well,
but like because if they don't come and support Earth, then they're fucked too. Yeah, like you might as well stop them while they're only at this point before they
then we can
stretch farther out into the galaxy, even though they already are everywhere.
Whose idea was it to destroy the mass relays?
Well, that's like every ending the mass relays.
Who has it like in the team? We should destroy all of them. And like,
you mean if the writing team?
Yeah.
Well, it is like we talked about it in the beginning of this little podcast about like the whole. Just like now, every race is forced to kind of pioneer their own path, forge their own destiny. They can't rely on each other anymore.
I don't know.
Now, because everybody's just technological wise, everybody's set back a little bit, except for the stranded army. Yeah. Stranded thousands of soldiers of different races.
Yeah, so what do we do now?
On Earth.
Earth is basically in crumbles. All the civilization, all the major cities are destroyed.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't know.
What do we do from here?
I don't got no answers for you, man.
I wish.
It'd be a mess.
Because in Game of Informer, the guy said, "Oh, you'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate this game."
Like, be super satisfied. I think, and I don't know this for a fact. This is an assumption I make. I think a lot of the major, like, news vendors, like, when it comes to video games, especially something like Game Informer, that's so in bed with, like, a store. Like, Game Informer is in bed with GameStop. The only way you have that fucking subscription, anybody has that, is if they shop at GameStop and they get the fucking power-up card. Like, I would not subscribe to Game Informer if I didn't use the power-up card.
I wish they'd give us posters.
Oh, I mean, they kind of, every cover is kind of a poster.
Yeah, but it's not a fucking poster.
But, like, so it's just, like, you always have to wonder, be like, how honest are they? Because they always tend to give AAA titles a high score.
They want you to buy the game.
Like, they'll give it a high number score. Like, what's in the article might be more honest, but the number score will always be never less than 7.5.
Because where do you buy the game? Where else do you buy games other than GameStop and EB Games? I mean, I know there's, like, Play and Trade.
Well, I mean, you go to Target, you go to Walmart, you have all these other places. You go on Amazon and buy them. Stuff like that. But the thing that Game Informer makes it kind of questionable is because they are directly connected to a store.
To
a video game store that tries to sell as many copies of a game as humanly possible.
Sales, yeah.
Yeah. And like, and a lot of, there's always been speculation that like there's certain video game review sites that are basically paid by companies to Right,
Give
give positive reviews, and I think you see a trend where like the score is high, and they might be contradictory, but they might be contradictory to the score in their articles.
Yeah,
because some people will just look at the score
and
be like, oh shit, this game got a 9.
I'm not gonna read this paragraph.
Yeah, there's actually a really funny Mega 64 video about somebody that scores Uncharted 3 as an 8, and like the outrage people have.
What?
Which is something as we understand.
Yeah, we could.
We get literally flamed to this day because we called Uncharted 3. It was one of our most disappointing games of 2011. The reason why it was most disappointing is we had high expectations for it, and as a narrative, which is what makes Uncharted special, is those characters and that story. That's what sets it apart. And it was
dry.
It was weak. It was weak.
Very weak.
The game falls apart in its last act, and that's just the fucking reality of it.
Maybe people just play games because.
I mean, there are different types of gamers. There's different types of gamers. Some gamers are strictly only care about gameplay.
That's true.
Just the mechanics, just actually playing the game. Some people can like skip cutscenes altogether, and they don't even bother that stuff. I tend to hold narrative up pretty high. Like it can save a mediocre game for me.
Yes.
If it's mediocre gameplay, a good story will save that for me.
Yes, it will.
You know.
But I don't know. If we were to make 2012 worse and disappointing games,
would Mass Effect 3 be on it?
Yeah.
I don't think we're far enough into the year yet. Like, we haven't played enough games.
That's true.
We haven't played enough games. We don't know what's out there. As of...
Would you recommend someone to buy it if they're a Mass Effect fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I would too.
If you're a fan of the series, I would say buy it. If you've never played a Mass Effect game before, I would say don't buy it. Like,
buy the first, second, third. Or the first two.
I don't see the point. Like, I wouldn't understand, like, playing this game and not having played the other one. At least 2. Well, you don't have to play the first one. At least play the second one.
because you can do the story
the interactive
board thing.
The Genesis interactive comic that you can make all the major decisions you made and use it kind of like an imported save file.
And they explain the first one very well.
Yeah, and they give you the backstory of the first one. And it's like, I don't know, but if you've never played it before, like the series before, I couldn't recommend this to like a newcomer.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, and then especially like if you play Mass Effect 3 and then you're like, now I want to go play Mass Effect 2 and 1, I don't think you'd be able to play them. Because Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 3 is mechanically such a different game than those, especially like the Titan combat.
Not play as well.
The Titan combat and stuff. If you go back and play Mass Effect 2, I guarantee you're gonna have some problems.
And then you're gonna be annoyed because you have to do all this hacking shit.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like just familiar and just accepting of those gameplay functions. So I don't know, man. Like, if you're a fan of the series or you play the other 2, buy it. If you haven't, buy the other one first. Buy 2 first.
Hold off.
And then buy 3. Go get 2. You can get it used like on Xbox 360. You can get it for like $10. PlayStation 3, you can get it for like $20. And the PlayStation 3 one has all of the DLC except for the Arrival.
It does.
Well, any final thoughts? Final thoughts as we wrap this up.
As the game itself, how it how Shepard and the characters was very satisfactory.
You're talking just character stories.
Yeah, like how it ties everything together. How people die.
Tie their characters together. But you are disappointed with the overall story, though. Like if
the last third of the story, I'm more disappointed than the first 2. Like.
Yeah, but that's where they tie everything up.
I know.
I mean, I think I'm
just not satisfied.
I would say like the character conclusions, this character arcs. Every character gets a fairly decent arc.
Yeah.
Fairly decent, and it's like ties up a lot of those character stuff pretty okay. Like I think mostly positive, mostly in a positive way. Some characters are given better treatment than others, and the ending I don't have as big of a problem with it as you do and other people, but I do realize that it's extremely like flawed,
very vague,
and that and I could understand like people being disappointed with the kind of ambiguous nature of it, and like that it's not as final. Like it feels like a little bit like a cop out.
Yeah.
For either for DLC or for another game, and that's kind of not what we wanted. We wanted a fucking end to the story.
The final
we wanted this to be over. Like, not because I didn't want to play Mass Effect anymore. It's just like, you invest 100 hours into a storyline, you know, it's got to end sooner or later, you know? So, that's my final thoughts on it.
A little disappointed.
Little disappointing, but overall, it's not a terrible game. I don't know. I'll probably go back and forth on this goddamn thing for another year. But yeah.
That's it.
That's it. All right, I'm Sean.
I'm Ryan.
And we're the Natural Gamers, and we will talk to you next time we have something to talk about. Whenever that is.
Big time.